The race for the eNASCAR iRacing Series Championship continues here as we are in Roll Tide country here at Talladega, Alabama. Good evening, everybody. Welcome on in here to a quite dreary Talladega Superspeedway, I must say, as it is quite overcast here in the Crimson Tide State. But that doesn't stop these guys, as these guys are going to be racing 94 laps here in the Cup cars at Talladega. I'm Nick Stein, Joseph Kazi, my good buddy here in the booth with us, and a little bit of a change. We've got Taylor Burris in the production truck today. Usually he's sitting right next to me here in the commentary booth, but I guess he decided to do some production today. But hey, we're going to go on with the show tonight. It's going to be a good one. 94 laps, as I said. And Joseph, man, I am excited for this one.
Yeah, man, we're here in my neck of the woods. We're about 20 miles away from my house, and this place is something extreme. Big party here all the time when it happens, when this track comes around. It's a great old time here at Talladega.
Yeah, the good old Talladega Boulevard there in the infield always puts on a, from what I've heard, a heck of a party, and hopefully I'll get to experience that when I get to go to this place in October. So, Talladega always known for putting on insane parties in the infield, and quite frankly, some insane parties on the track as well, as we got some crazy, crazy people in a good way here in this top split. I mean, got the heavy hitters, the normal guys like Nicholas Vroman, Sean Conklin's in here as well, Jacob Schneider. Also got a couple of pros, Daniel Smallwood's in here as well. He's a name that we really don't see that often, and the B Open heavy hitters in here as well. So Talladega always brings out the best of people, and hope for tonight to have a pretty good show. Moving on into, I believe you have some keys to the race for us, Joseph.
Yes, I do. I'm trying to get my screen to act right. My screen ain't acting right. All right, I am ready. All right, watch for pit entry. You need to make sure you get down to the speed that you got to get down to when you're coming off of like 190 to 200 miles an hour, and you got to slow down pretty quickly and make sure you get into the pit road at the right amount of speed, or else you don't want that black flag. Also, you need to find your dance partner. This tandem drafting here, it's big tandem drafting. You usually want more than one dance partner, and because that's the only way you're going to go fast here. And don't die. We had the big one. We could cause multiple big ones during this race, and you don't want to be in that big one.
Yeah, I feel like we always have "don't die" as a key to the race at these plate tracks, and I mean, it's for good reason, because with crazy racing that these guys put on at these plate tracks comes some crazy wrecks, and I mean, recent memory, our A-Open race, he had a huge wreck there coming off of 4, where I think I saw 2 or 3 cars flip in there. And you go back to our Daytona coverage, and we had another big wreck where 4 or 5 went flying into the fence. So Talladega always puts on a show here, and it is going to be a fun one tonight as qualifying is getting underway here. Got about 1 minute and 40 seconds left in this session. Looking right here at Alex Murray coming around the track, and he's looking to get himself up in a good position here. As you know, typically in these races, a lot of people think that the front is the safest place, but in this top split with these crazy guys, I don't think anywhere is going to be safe.
Nowhere is safe. I mean, they will get very dicey very quickly, and it turns out into a slobber knocker of a fight, basically.
Yeah, these races always get crazy. I mean, I've said that 15 freaking times tonight already, but I just can't say it enough. Talladega, it is not like any other place on the NASCAR circuit. I mean, I guarantee you we're going to see multiple 4-wide moments here tonight with these guys just going absolutely insane as qualifying continuing here. Right now, you got Patrick Gitter on the pole. One of the TWRS guys. I feel like we almost never see TWRS up on, or not TWRS, excuse me, Team Conti. Geez, I feel like we never see Team Conti up on the pole. Usually it's a Ryco car, but looks like things are starting to mix up a little bit here.
It seems like they got their qualifying situation under control this week. Fast cars, which everybody here is usually going to have a fast car. When you play in here in the open, all these guys got fast setups, so
yeah, You got fast setups and some of the fastest drivers on the service. And you know what, real quick, while we got a moment, let's go ahead and make our broadcast picks for tonight. I'm going to go ahead and I don't think we got him inserted here just yet, but I'm going to go ahead and take the 21 of Patrick Gitter. I think he's got a good car under him. He's sitting on pole tonight, and if he can survive, I think he'll do just fine tonight.
I'm gonna go with my good buddy Jess Levine. Hey, boy, he's gonna put it up towards the front. He's gonna do everything he can to be up there. Hopefully, he doesn't just get wrecked, though. I probably jinxed him already.
Yeah, of course, choosing GridVision's own Justin Levine there, so hopefully he'll have better luck than he did in the Monday Night A-Open top split, where unfortunately some things happened to where he did not win that race, but well, let's not get into that, as that is a kind of a sore moment there between a couple of drivers here tonight, and it looks like Taylor Burris is going to go ahead and take the one of Joseph Causey as well, so got a couple of good picks here tonight, one starting up front, one starting down in 10th position. Speaking of starting positions, I'm going into our starting grid for tonight. Of course, Patrick Gitter going to be starting on the pole position tonight, with Chris Wilhite going to be in second place. Daniel Smallwood, the pro driver, going to be starting in third, with Tanner Love in fourth. Nathaniel Landwehr going to be starting fifth place tonight, with Cody Porter in sixth. Joseph Galata in seventh. Clayton Hoffman going to be starting in eighth. Sean Conklin in ninth. And Justin Levine going to be running out your top 10.
You got Matt Hollenberg starting in the inside row. Also got Holden McGill starting the outside, 11 and 12. Here you got Tommy Gossett, 12th. Or not 12th, but 13th. Also Johnny Vila in 14th. You got Colton Harvey here in 15th. And starting in the outside, we got Brendan Kohler starting 16th. We got starting 17th, David Robinson. And Alex Murray starting 18th on the outside. We got John Windorf starting 19th, and Raul Alves starting 20th.
And starting in 21st position tonight, first car to not set a lap time is going to be the one at Nicholas Vroman, with Jacob Schneider going to be starting 22nd, James Holzer in 23rd, with Omar Diallo in 24th. Mitchell Dranowski going to be starting in 25th position, with 26th going to be Daniel Nanny. 27th, Benjamin White, with 28th going to be Alex Link. Zach Rinker in 29th, and Jacob Oster going to start in 30th position tonight. Starting in 31st position tonight is going to be Jesse Atchison. 32nd going to be Ed Shearer Jr., Patrick Muse 33rd, Joshua Watson 34th, Scott Lamp in 35th, Shannon Ballou in 36th, and JR Bormarema is going to round out your 37-car field tonight. And once again, set up for an amazing race here. Patrick Gitter, Chris Wilhite going to be leading the two lines here to start this one. And like I said, it is primed to be a good one here tonight. You got a lot of fast drivers, got a lot of fast setup shops in here, and it is set up for a good race tonight.
Oh, I'm having issues. My bad. Hold on.
Yeah, as these cars start to come through turns 3 and 4 here, it is such a long pace lap here at Talladega Superspeedway. It's honestly the calmest part of the race, I think, is this pace lap here. It's getting ready for the insanity that is about to unfold here. You know, the 3-4 wide racing, the insane runs you can get with the next-gen car, and it's going to be a fun race. I keep saying that, and it's just like, I cannot wait for this thing to get started. But pace car going to make that turn to the safety of pit road, and it's going to be in the hands of the 21 of Patrick Gitter, who has got the control over the field here tonight as they make a little bit longer of a stroll towards the Geico restart zone. Of course, the finish line being a little bit further out compared to the likes of Daytona, but here they come into the Geico restart zone, and it's going to be green flag in the air here at Talladega Superspeedway. Patrick Gitter leading that inside line. Chris Wilhite going to lead him across the line as well. Down into turn one, bit of an even battle here as the line's starting to get formed up here. Patrick Gitter, Daniel Smallwood on that inside line, trying to get that inside going. Got the 37 to Tanner Love pushing on that outside in the 4th spot. Second on that outside line, and now an even drag race. 195 miles an hour already as they're just getting up to speed here at Talladega.
They're already getting 3 wide up back there in the pack, and they're already starting to trying to see if they can make their moves all the way up towards the front.
Justin Levine already making it 3 wide. That's something we saw big time there in the Monday night top split as he was making moves left, right, and center, just doing anything he can to get up into the front. It's going to be Patrick Gitter leading lap 1 here at Talladega. He's got the 32 of Daniel Smallwood behind him and Nathaniel Landwehr in the Dale Earnhardt car there on that inside line. Those guys are starting to pull away big time here as we got about a 5-car breakaway up front.
Yeah, them 5 cars, they're breaking away just a little bit because all these guys are 3 wide back here. But eventually, I eventually see that high side. Eventually, he'll catch back up to him.
Yeah, that high side is always so good here at the likes of Talladega. I mean, being up right next to that wall like Colton Harvey is and Chris Wilhite pushing him there, it's a little bit slow right now, but, I mean, they should start to catch up here as Justin Levine's going to take it to the middle 3 wide, and now there goes Colton Harvey all the way to the inside, and it looks like Chris Wilhite's getting left for dust right now.
And we got a big line already broke away from this whole entire pack. Hopefully they'll catch back up and keep their momentum going, but we'll see here. And they just keep side drafting each other off, and it's just becoming more frustrating by the minute.
You got Raul Alvis here in this, Alvis in this lead pack making a move as Sean Conklin takes it up in front of him. Daniel Smallwood looks to the outside there, thinks better of it as now Raul Alvis is going to be pushing the 54. Sean Conklin all the way up to the lead, coming up off of turn number 4. Huge run for the 54. Sean Conklin, he's going to take the lead pretty convincingly as well. As Sean Conklin now goes to the bottom, he's got the help of his teammates, the 02 of Jacob Schneider and the 30 of Daniel Nanny there. They're starting to break away. Here comes the 21 of Patrick Gitter, and now Raul Alvis is going to be falling down to the inside, leaving Tommy Gossett all alone on the outside. As now he's starting to get some help here. Here comes the 1 of Justin Levine, giving a big old shot to the back of the 80 of Tommy Gossett, but unfortunately Levine doesn't really have much help as now here comes Jesse Atchison now trying to get this outside line going once again, and it looks like the majority of the field has caught back onto the draft here, so that is good in terms of racing here as now Tommy Gossett going to be trying to lead this outside line back up into the fray.
Yeah, they're starting to side draft, trying to pull them back, ratcheting them back towards them. See one try to make the move, the 31 try to make the move there, try to jump in front of their line, but they jumped up past them and they said, we ain't having that.
Oh, and Tommy Gossett now tried to go to the outside of the 02 of Jacob Schneider as now, got a little bit 3 wide going on here as now the 24 looks to the outside, got another couple of Team Conti guys now starting to make this third line work and trying to get up, and now they're going to be blocked by the 24. That is Omar Diallo there in that 21 going up to block the 17 of, I believe that is, I can't quite catch who that is, just James Holzer in that 17 machine. Is now back up front. Got a new change for the lead. Is now Jacob Schneider leading that outside line. He's going to take his teammate Tommy Gossett now to the inside, and now Justin Levine once again falling back to the help of Jesse Atchison on that outside line. Omar Diallo now trying to suck up and be this third car in line, and now the 17 all the way to the outside. James Holzer now pushing Omar Diallo, making this third line work once again.
Justin Levine is getting a huge push with that with that combination bump draft there, and he got up towards the high side now, and now he's blocking off both lanes.
Yeah, Justin Levine playing that playing the momentum from each line is now Omar Diallo going to take it to the sucker hole there and fall back into that middle line. James Holzer now leading that third line. Justin Levine in the 1 leading that outside. James Holzer's got the likes of Chris Wilhite, which is always a good pusher to have here at Talladega. Coming through the tri-oval now, Daniel Nanny going to take it up to the outside as he's going to go to the outside of the 54. His teammate, Sean Conklin, on that inside line and kind of take the help away from that inside line a little bit as they only now have the 3 cars for the moment. Now, Raul Alves is going to take it to the middle, try to get a little bit of a run here. 17 of James Holzer takes it down to block that run for just a second, but he's going to hop back up in front of the 7 of Chris Wilhite.
Yeah, Holzer wanted to get that side drive just to pull him a little bit forward, a little bit past this group on the bottom to try to make their line move a little bit forward, and he jumped right back up so he can keep this line moving.
Hey, look at this. 4th car on the very top, Zach Rinker. Haven't seen that name since the likes of Coda, which actually, funnily enough, was the last broadcast you and I did, Joseph. But he is in this race trying to make this 3rd line work as well. Things getting a little bit hairy down on the inside line. Sean Conklin having to check up big time there as the lines were getting a little bit crooked. Raul Alves going to now side draft the 0-2 of Jacob Schneider and really take the help away from the 1. Alves all the way to the outside. Justin Levine goes up the block all the way to the outside line there, and now Levine going to take it down to the middle, pull the momentum from the 30 of Daniel Nanny, and a huge shot to the 1 of Justin Levine.
Justin Levine, he will block everything and anything, and he will show it to you how to do it.
Oh, man, Justin Levine, certainly the Brad Keselowski here on iRacing. He will take whatever line. 4 wide here is now Raul Elvis going to be in the sucker hole here. No help for the 31 as now things start to calm down a little bit as Raul now tries to find a spot in the line. He will behind the 60 of Zach Rinker, and now that outside line has 4 cars clear of any other line.
Big run on the top side. They all got spread out or past the 2 lanes on the bottom, and they are gapped them a little bit, but they'll come right back to them here in a minute.
Omar Diallo now falls out of the outside line, takes it to the inside to try and lead that inside line back up. Now, only the 2 lines here at Talladega, which is something we're used to seeing when guys are starting to take a call, but right as I say that, Justin Levine takes it to the inside with the help. I believe that's Mitchell Dranowski in that 7 machine there on that inside, and they're going to make it 3 wide here at the line, but they're going to give that lap, I believe, to James Holzer. No, they're going to give it to Omar Diallo by 4 1/1000ths of a second over James Holzer. Coming up off of turn number 2, the 24 of Omar Diallo now going to go up a block. Justin Levine to the outside now in front of the 17 of James Holzer. Mitchell Dranowski now sucks up to the back of the 24 of Diallo and tries to get that middle line going once again. A little bit of a risky push there as now Justin Levine forced to the inside by the 17 of James Holzer. And now Holzer going to try and get back onto the bumper of the 7 of Chris Wilhite as now Justin Levine has Omar Diallo. Diallo all the way to the top. He's going to leave his that push there to the 1 of Justin Levine. He's going to fall back to Janowski once again. And that inside line, Daniel Nanny and Jacob Schneider once again push it.
Nobody wants to stay with Justin Levine for long. They get past both where they both will be clear, and they drop him off. They don't want to work with him because he's so aggressive.
Yeah, that's the fun part of Talladega right there. You find your friends and you find your enemies real quick in these races, and these guys taking no time trying to find who they can work with and who they're going to avoid like I don't even know, but now Nicholas Vroman and Patrick Gitt are going to take it to the middle. Now they're going to leave Chris Wilhite and James Holzer on the top. And now to the bottom, Patrick Gitter. All 3 go to the bottom. As now the 95 of Vroman's going to take it to the outside of Omar Diallo there. Patrick Gitter going to go up for help. Here comes Daniel Nanny as well all the way to the top. Diallo now having to choose which line he's going to take. Snyder takes a 4 wide here at Talladega Superspeedway. 2nd time we've seen 4 wide here, and it's going to benefit the Ryco camp. As now Raul Alves takes it to the inside. Maybe a little bit of a risky bump from the 1 of Justin Levine there. Daniel Nanny going to take it to the middle. 3 wide here onto the bottom of the 21 of Patrick Gitter. Now Daniel Nanny's going to have the 1 of Justin Levine as company here as they try and get this middle line going once again. That inside line starting to fall off a little bit as here comes Daniel Nanny with a big-time shot down into turn 3. He's going to get up even with the 21 of Patrick Gitter. Will Vroman go down the block this early in the race? He will! As now Justin Levine takes it to the inside. Vroman blocks him to the inside as well. Daniel Nanny now having to get back to... I need to breathe for a second. Jeez.
They are all over the place. They just everybody wants to lead the lap. Nobody wants to give nobody else a chance to lead. Everybody wants to lead the lap.
This is 32 of Daniel Smallwood now to the inside of the 7 of Chris Wilhite. Now Vroman to the inside, going to block the 1 of Justin Levine. Levine's going to give him the push and build the run. Raul Alves tries to go to the outside, but doesn't see the space, and now going to get sent to the inside by the 0-2 of Jacob Schneider. Schneider going to take him 3 wide, and once again, Raul Alves going to take it to the sucker hole, unfortunately, and he's going to fall back big time.
See, back half of the pack, they are starting to line out, straighten out, but most of these guys up here towards the front, they just want to keep dicing. They want to make it interesting. They don't want to stay still.
Hey, it's good for racing, not good for my heart rate, as I don't think I've had a chance to breathe in 13 laps. Now 14 laps here, as now, Chris Wilhite gets a little bit of a bad push from the 30 of Daniel Nanny there, and now has to leave that middle line. Is now Mitchell Dranowski going to be pushing the 30 of Daniel Nanny here through this middle line, and now that inside line starts to build up some momentum once again, as here comes the 17 of James Holzer to the inside. Raul Alves takes it to that hole. There was really not a hole there, but he made it work, and now James Holzer wants to lead this race, as here comes a big-time run from the inside.
Big wiggle by Holzer. He almost splashed the whole field.
And now James Holzer and Raul Alves take it to the inside to get in front of Johnny Avila in the 63. Alves now to the middle. Johnny Avila going to push the 17 to James Holzer. It's going to be Vroman that lap by 9 1/1000ths of a second over James Holzer. Through turns 1 and 2, here comes Vroman now, and Nicholas Vroman and Justin Levine take it down to the middle, as now Patrick Gitter takes it down as well, as they're going to try to side draft. James Holzer tries to block the 95 and Nicholas Vroman. It works, and now Justin Levine to the middle. Holzer now going to take it to the middle to block Levine. Levine's going to take it to the outside here. That inside line starting to pull away with Johnny Avila pushing it.
You got people saying you need to breathe, Nick.
I'm trying, man. They don't give me time to breathe here. I only get paid in potato chips. They don't pay me to breathe. Oh man, things starting to calm down a little bit here as people's trying to figure out what they want to do here. 16 laps here out of 94, and now here comes Jacob Schneider, James Holzer, and Patrick Gitter back on the outside. They're trying to build up a little run here, as now Sean Conklin's going to take it to that middle line and join this good little run here, as now Vroman and Justin Levine going to take it to the outside. Conklin now hops up in front of the 1 of Justin Levine all the way on the outside. Holzer now hops up in front of the 21 of Patrick Gitter. They're going to fall back a little bit, as they really don't have any help.
All these guys, man, I swear it was a couple years ago that we didn't do all this jumping like we do, with the old car. Now this new car, man, everybody just wants to freaking lead the lead. Nobody wants to stay in place at all.
Yeah, that's one of the good things. Oh man, is Raul Alves there to the inside? Almost spins it there, but he keeps it straight, and now back up to the rear bumper of the 95 and Nicholas Vroman trying to get that inside going. Justin Levine going to hop up and block the 30 of Daniel Nanny, and he's going to take Sean Conklin at the 54 as well. Patrick Gitter and Daniel Smallwood now on the middle line trying to get a run going here for the middle line, but they're getting side drafted from both ways.
And these cars create such a big, huge run, and the air that they produce behind them, all these cars begin to generate huge runs, and you just want to take that run. You don't ever want to lift it. 4 wide. Look at that.
4 wide as Omar Diallo takes it to the middle. Jesus. It is a miracle these boys haven't all wadded up just yet, but I mean, they're racing like it's the last lap, and they're not even a quarter of the way through this thing yet.
We're not even there yet at all.
Oh man, if this is the start of the race, I don't want to know what the middle of this race is going to be like. As now Channing Ballou tried to force a 4 wide there off of turn number 4, and it kind of jumbled everything up here, as now Daniel Nanny all the way on the outside with help from Tommy Gossett. And they're going to try to get that third line going once again.
They're all shuffling. They want to get towards the front. I mean, we still got a ways to go here. We're gonna be having pit stops here in like, I don't know, 20-something laps. There's still a lot of shuffling going on, but man, they take a lot of risks for their cars to get damaged and tore up trying to get towards this front.
Shining Blue now takes it to all the way to the wall in front of the 30 of Daniel Nanny, and on that point, I don't think they're gonna make it to pit stops at this rate.
I'll be shocked there.
Oh
my God.
I don't know how they all didn't wad it up there as Nathaniel Landwehr takes it and puts it in a gap that it really didn't need to be in, but somehow keeps that thing straight and keeps it going. As now Landwehr going to take it to the middle. He's got help. He wanted to take Shining Blue and Colton Harvey with him as well, but they decided not to, but they stay on the outside as now Colton Harvey takes it to the inside. Omar Diallo now to the middle. Levine goes up the block. Diallo now to the bottom in front of the 54 of Conklin. Now Landwehr up to the one. Justin Levine gives him a huge shot and keeps that middle line from bleeding out totally, as now here comes that run once again from that middle.
Justin Levine leading that middle line. Justin Levine's going to keep it up here as long as he can. He can make a show out of it.
Conklin now to the outside. Oh, man, Omar Diallo wanted the block there, but wasn't able to stop the run from the 54 of Conklin. Now Conklin having a big shove from the one of Justin Levine. He's going to lead that lap, and now things starting to kind of wane off for just a second, even though that doesn't last very long here at Dega.
No, it doesn't. We've seen, who was that? 95, Roman, he jumped up to the top lane in front of the 17 there. Holzer, yeah, Holzer. And man, that was a close one as well. He came real close. Coming off his nose right there.
You know, at this point, I kind of like what these guys on the edge of the draft, Chris Wilhite, Daniel Smallwood, I like what they're doing here. They're just waiting for these guys to wreck, because at the rate they're going, they're not making it to the first round of green flag pit stops. All these guys kind of hanging off the edge of the draft. I like what they're doing here, because they are just getting downright stupid. As now Omar Diallo takes it all the way to the wall. Johnny Avila now down to the middle. Things kicking off again here at Talladega for the 457,000th time this race.
Yeah, Patrick Gitter and I don't know what the other car was, but they just jumped in front of that high lane to block their run. And because they want to leave that lane up top of there, try to get back up towards the front.
Here comes Patrick Gitter, Joseph Galata on the outside. A couple of the Team Conti guys working on trying to get that outside line. Omar Diallo is helping them there. And you got a couple of Ryco guys right behind him on that very, very top line. You got the 63 of Ryan Avila now on that middle. He's got Colton Harvey behind him trying to get this middle line going. And these are a couple of the Be Open guys on that middle line. So I think these guys are a little bit scared, because they're not used to seeing this in That's coming off of turn number 2. Joseph Galata takes it down to the inside in front of the one of Justin Levine. And now Levine takes it to the inside of and Galata goes down to block, as now that outside line really starting to take it away as Vroman now to the inside of his teammate in the O2 with Jacob Schneider. He's going to hop down in front of the 63 of Ryan Avila here. Coming up off of turn number 4. As now there goes Jacob Schneider to the inside. Tommy Gossett to the inside. It looks like the Ryco guys may be setting up for a pit stop here.
Warming up down there.
They really are, as now the only Ryco guys on that top line are Daniel Nanny and Justin Levine. And actually, I believe Levine has already moved down, so looks like these guys
take an early pit stop because with everybody else. That's my wonder.
It looks like a lot of people are starting to head down to that bottom, so definitely looking like pit stops are going to be in order here within the next 4 or 5 laps. As now James Holtz are going to lead that inside line, as here comes, he's got the 02 of Jacob Schneider behind him pushing, 95 of Roman pushing as well. Of Roman going to take it to the outside here. He's got the 7 there behind him trying to push. That is Mitchell Tranowski there, as now Holtz are going to go up and block that run. Gitter takes it to the inside. Roman to the outside of the 17 to James Holzer. He's going to get left out to dry, as here comes 3 wide once again crossing the line. It's going to be James Holzer leading that lap by about half a tenth of a second over the 95 of Roman, as things really kicking off big time. We thought it was going to calm down and get some pit stops here. Guess not.
No, we thought they looked like they were lining up to get all down there to try to maybe pit early, get off sequence with some of these guys, but it does not look like that will be the case.
Yeah, Vroman now to the inside. Diallo takes it to the middle, not wanting to check up there. He's going to be left in the sucker hole, as now he's got to wait until Daniel Nanny can get up to him to get that middle line going once again. Oh, man, Mitchell Janowski now takes it to the inside of James Holter in the 17. Now he's going to take it all the way to the bottom to try and catch the help from the 95 of Nicholas Vroman and try to get a run going on that middle. Oh, man, 3 wide. Ryan Avila, Colton Harvey there to the middle now, as Vroman had to check up to avoid not turning Mitchell Janowski there.
Janowski almost went for a ride. he was sideways on that straightaway.
Alrighty, and we got a little bit of a guest commentator here. Good buddy Brandon Edstrom. Why are you not racing this, Brandon?
Oh, buddy, there's a good reason I'm not racing this. Monday night, I figured I don't deserve to be in here after everybody thinks I deliberately turned Levine, but I was about 2x away from being DQ'd, but I didn't want to do that, so it was all a big accident. Figured I'd come in here, spice things up a little bit. It's been a while, but the reason why I wanted to come in here is what a race so far. Lap 26 of 94, come to 27 now. I mean, it has been non-stop 3-wide action. We've seen the different energies in the lanes changing. We've seen Levine, one of the most aggressive drivers, go from back to front to back. I just saw Alex Murray go from 28th to 3rd all the way back to wherever he is now. You see 3x3 coming off of 2 and racing 7 of these this week. I can tell you, if this is how it's going to be 27 laps in, imagine what it's going to be like when that white flag comes out later on in this race.
I don't think I want to know how it's going to be when that white flag comes out, because I get to call that white flag, and I don't think I'm going to survive that.
No. A lot of these guys, what's going to happen is you're going to see a lot of mistakes being made at the end of the race. You see right there, car down to the inside. What a save from the car in the back of the pack. But like I was just about to say, you'll see something like this where the cars will start to single file out. A pack will get ahead of another pack. As you can see, a lot of guys need to get it sorted out back there before they get into a lot of trouble, because these front 11 or 12 could break away and break away quick.
Yeah, I think that was Cody Porter that got sent to the inside there by the 80 of Tommy Gossett. I believe is now a second line starting to form once again. Channing Ballou has help from Mitchell Dranowski there, as now Vroman and Schneider and Gossett take it all the way 3 wide to the top of the wall.
What a race this has been so far. I actually just got home about 10 laps into this, threw it on and saw the racing. Figured I'd have to come in here and check it out. Still 3 wide. I would think that these guys would get it figured out, especially those Ryco guys. Those Ryco guys are always uniformed nice. I mean, they always know what, they always know what to do. They're always in communication with each other. But so are a lot of these other setup shops, but it just seems to be that Ryco really has it figured out. It seems like no matter what happens, no matter what move, they make it together, and that's why they're so strong. As opposed to some of these other setup shops where they have separate teams, 4, 5, 6 different guys off in a different Discord, but it seems like that's how it is right now. But it seems like they don't have all things quite together. You see a few cars from Ryco spread here, there, but you see the same thing with Conti Premium. I mean, you see this spread out all throughout, all over the place, but it looks like things are starting to heat up. I keep seeing cars come to the inside thinking that they're going to come down pit road this time. But it seems like they're going to drag it on a little longer. I believe they can make it 42 laps.
Oh, damn. We were talking about pit stops 8 laps ago, and still we're hearing that they got 12 laps left on this fuel run here. And Vroman takes it all the way to the middle there, as Channing Ballou drops it all the way to the bottom. And now here comes the 30 of Daniel Nanny. Not Jacob Oster. As the 24, Omar Diallo now trying to block the lanes here. Vroman all the way to the outside now, going to take it to the inside of the 24 of Omar Diallo. All the way to the inside now, going to pick up the draft from the 9 of Channing Ballou on that inside line. Omar Diallo going to take it to the top and get Colton Harvey in that 23 machine. Daniel Nanny going to drop it down in front of Jacob Schneider there further back. As now 2 separate distinct lines have formed here, as Chris Wilhite trying to make that 3rd line work. He's going to get help from a couple of teammates of his, Justin Levine and the 80 of Tommy Gossett.
See, it looked like they were all about to come in. They were all forming down towards the bottom, but now it just seems like they're trying to calm it down. They're trying to get set in, and there's going to be pit stops here coming, and that's when they'll make, they want to get in pit road and out of pit road as fast as they can, so they don't lose as much time and try to get ahead of some of the competition.
And the worst part is about this racetrack is, Nick, you're probably about to say the same thing. There's no settling down. Even coming down pit road, they're going to make mistakes. They're going to be dragging the brake. Their tires are going to be locking up. People are going to be speeding to the right side tires are going to be on the grass. You're going to have guys who don't need to take as much fuel as others might jump a few spots. But this is one guy that I'm not surprised to see back up there. Levine dropped like a fly all the way back up there, back inside, about to be the top 5 now. As you can see that outside line, what a run, and there goes Roman, and here we are on board with Levine. If he can get up to that second car and start pushing, boy, that 3-car tandem, they could really take off if they had a 4th one. But it looks like right now Levine he's hauling ass so much he's revving out at the end of the straightaway.
Yeah, he was doing 205 miles an hour down into turn 3, and you know, I was gonna say the same thing. You say it's calming down now, but get these guys 2 laps, and they're gonna be 3-4 wide once again. There is just, yeah, you're right in saying that. There is no calming down here at Talladega. As now Justin Levine's going to take it to the inside, pick up the help from the 95 and Nicholas Vroman. Here comes Ryan Avila now with a huge run on the outside. He's going to pick up Omar Diallo on that outside line. He thought about going 3 wide there. Thinks better of it through turns 1 and 2.
Listen, nothing will be calm here. As long as there's liquor being consumed, as long as they're doing shoeies in the grandstands, Talladega will never be calm. I don't care if it's real life or the virtual. These guys race here just as hard. As you can see, Alex Murray and Ed Shearer Jr. go to the top side. They get blocked in the 3rd lane. And the other thing I want to talk about to the people watching at home is they think that the lead car is actually helping out the line or maybe helping themselves out. But when you block a line that hard, it really kills the momentum of that line. You got to hit it just right, and if you don't, you're going to see what happens now. Momentum killed. Now they got to try to get it.
Omar Diallo went up to block, and Raul Alves there on that outside almost got turned by the 80 Atomic Gossett. Now Johnny Avila on that inside got put in the sucker hole there. Now back on the bumper of the O2 with Jacob Schneider as they try to get that middle line going once again. Omar Diallo now has the help from Raul Alves on that outside line, trying to get up even with that 30 of Daniel Nanny, who's got Justin Levine as help behind. And yeah, things starting to kick off as now Ed Shearer Jr. takes it to the inside, to the middle line in front of the 63 of Johnny Avila there, trying to get that middle line going again. Oh!
Yeah, that's where it gets tough. Ed left his teammate Alex Murray. Now he's got the Ryco car. I believe that is that Conklin in front of him. But the thing is, you leave one teammate, you end up with another. But now they're 4 wide through the tri-oval. Still 4 wide. Still 4 wide. Whenever you call 4 wide at Talladega and it's not real life, you get that pucker factor because 4 wide here is something else, especially next. And big bump through the middle. My goodness. Beautiful racing we're seeing down.
Yeah, you're right. Johnny Avila almost did go for a big-time ride there in the middle of the corner. That would have been a huge wreck if that's what it was. Ed Shearer Jr. now takes it to the outside, trying to pick up his teammate in the 22 of Alex Murray, who's got another teammate of his, Joseph Galata, in the 98. A couple of Team Conti guys trying to get lined up here and make something work on this outside line. As now back up front, Omar Diallo has about a car length lead over the 30 of Daniel Nanny. As now this outside line, this middle line takes it all the way up to the outside as they're trying to take that momentum away from the likes of Ed Shearer Jr. Omar Diallo takes it all the way from the wall down to the yellow to hop in front of the 30 of Daniel Nanny. You can just...
Oh yeah, no, we're close now. I think the longest we made it the other day, I think was 42 laps, but that's real saving, so we should start to see people come down to the bottom. But those guys who have that extra lap of fuel or two, if you can commit with 4 or 5 guys to stay out when you're all in line, you could gain 0.6 a second, a second and a half, especially if you all get down pit road. You can see this long line on the inside. If they all come down pit road at once, those guys in the back, they're going to be screwed. But then look at the guys on the 3rd line. If they can get out in front of all these other guys and stay out an extra lap, that is such a huge advantage, especially when you have temps and you can go 205, 206, pull away, get on pit road real clean, get off real clean. The difference, Nick, it may not seem like a lot when they come in, but when they come off pit road, the gap is tremendous. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is for sure. And if it stays green like it is right now, I wouldn't be surprised as Alex Murray takes it to the inside, 3 wide of the 63 of Ryan Avila. Avila pushing the 23 of Colton Harvey, trying to get them back up in front. Joseph Galata pushing the 22 of Murray for everything it is worth on that middle line. And I was just getting ready to say, you can feel the tension rising right now. Something is about to happen, whether it be pit stops or a huge wreck here.
Everybody's trying to find their way back down to the bottom. You can sense it. It's all about to kick off. All these pit stops are about to happen, and they are all trying to find their buddy, trying to figure out who's going to go when and where.
Yeah, and then you see these guys in the middle line who, you know, that strategy that I just brought up, maybe they were in the pack long enough to where they saved an extra lap or 2 refuel. I know that a few guys that I raced with did the same thing. I was blown away that they could get an extra 2 or 3 laps, but when you're back there for that long, the off-throttle time is so insane, especially with how slow the bottom can get. So these guys might have enough fuel with all these cars coming down to the inside. Like I said, here we go, pit stops, and there they go. They're staying out. They're getting that extra lap or 2. A few of them are. Let's see how big the gap can be, but that will have to be after green flag pit stops as they come down pit road.
Yeah, it's a big portion of the Ryco camp there, plus a couple of oddballs there. Omar Diallo in the 24 coming down pit road, and now Alex Murray, Joseph Galata, they get to the inside. They are now leading this inside line, and unfortunately, Ed Sheeran Jr. in that 24 car going to get left out to dry here, unless, and it looks like Patrick Gitter will let him in there.
Man, and this is going to hurt the backside of this inside line so much. Unless somebody stays out another lap, all of these cars coming down pit road at once are going to be calamity. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw 2 or 3 cars sideways, someone in the grass, upside down in the grandstands, who knows. But here they come down pit road, but it looks like Alex Murray in the front, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're actually all staying out.
Yeah, a lot of the Team Conti camp here staying out here as they're trying to get a few extra laps, it looks like, over that Ryco camp, because if they're able to line this up correctly, they should only have to make 1 more pit stop in this race at this rate. Granted, that's most everyone else in this race only having to make 1 more stop, but if you're able to put less fuel in, that means faster speeds, I think.
Absolutely, and Joseph can probably agree with me on this one. Here's the biggest conundrum about Talladega. Listen, more cars does not mean faster. You want 3, 4, maybe 5. You get anything over that on a line like this, you can even see it. That's why they run the top, because the inside line gets so congested, so much off-throttle time, you lose so much time, and here we go.
Team Conti now coming down pit road, led by the 22. Alec Murray is Joseph Galata's going to overshoot that big
They're
time.
4 wide on pit road. They're 5 wide on pit road.
No black flags there as Joseph Galata and Alex Murray get on pit road cleanly there, as now it's a mad dash for your pit box here, trying to get left sides and fuel, it looks like, for the majority of the field.
Damn Los Angeles traffic.
Jeez. Going back on track here, picking up this Ryco camp as they're coming up off of turn number 4, now led by the 24 of Omar Diallo. As we continue to watch this Team Conti camp leave pit road here, they're going to want to get separated as quickly as they can and just try to pull, because you see right here, you got about two separate packs of about 5 cars here, which is getting ready to turn into 9. As it looks like this Team Conti camp is going to get jumped by this Ryco camp, and it's going to be 2 separate packs here.
And that's what I was saying. All those guys at the tail end of that line, look how far back they're going to be. And then look at the guys who were up front at this pack. Edward Shearer, he's doing all right. Look at Alex. He's doing all right. But look at, this is what I mean by the inside line. Look at all those guys that were 7th, 8th on back. They're in their own second pack on the inside line. The first few cars on the inside, they're doing just fine. They're caught up with the Ryco guys. But that's what I mean by too many cars is not fast enough. You only need 4 or 5 cars to get going. They had way too many. The guys in the back, they were too slow getting on pit road, and that's just the price that they have to pay.
And I mean, granted, if you take a look at this, this group with all the Ryco guys in it, if that group was a little bit smaller, they may have been able to gap the 22 of Alex Murray just enough to make him lose this lead draft here. But it goes back to what you were saying. Too big of a pack is not quick. So That's one thing we're going to see all night, especially if it stays green like it has, is these guys are going to be playing this pit strategy game. Is now Colton Harvey trying to make a move on that outside line. Not really going to do anything there, as now it's just going to be a single file dash until somebody can get enough help to make a move to that outside and get back up towards the lead of this pack.
Just listening to the sights and sounds of these cars, man. You know, it's a shame that they have this draft package. I love this car. I don't exactly love the tire model, but darn does the draft package kind of stink, dude. I mean, if this car had just a slightly different draft package, I mean, I don't mind it, but at the same time, the runs are so goofy, and the pushing and having to push on the left side, it just feels a little odd, but it still provides great racing. But Nick, I'm going to throw it back to you because it sounds like we need to go to a commercial.
Yeah, while we have a chance to kind of chill out for a second, we'll go ahead and take our first commercial break of the night. Stay right here. We'll be right back with more coverage of Friday Night NiS Top Split presented by Ryco Performance.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Back live here at Talladega Superspeedway. Things a lot calmer, and right as I say that, they're going to go 4 wide here as Justin Levine takes it through the middle, and I was just getting ready to say things were starting to calm down here at Talladega Superspeedway, but it feels like every time I try to say something, the second I do, they just do something completely opposite to what I say, and it makes me look dumb.
Yeah, they're trying to dice it up quite a bit. We got the second pack back here. They're trying to catch back up with this first pack. They are sliding out back behind them and trying to catch this first pack up here.
Yeah, that second pack being led by
Patrick Gitter.
Yeah, Patrick Gitter. They're trying to catch back up, and it looks like they're they want to, and it looks like they're trying to get formed up to be able to, but
a lot
just
more organized. A lot more organized.
Yeah.
So much. I mean, you see the pack up in front. You know, if I were those guys, I'd be kind of mad. You know, running 2, 3, 4 wide. I mean, you know, we're a little over halfway, and we have this pack full of guys like Gitter and just dudes who are good at this and do this and can win all the time. I'd want to pull as much time as possible, and the fact that people are back here taking me 4 wide and slowing the pack down, I'd be furious.
yeah, and knowing how you get at plate tracks, Brandon, I could almost imagine some of the things you would say.
I was listening to Freebird the other day, and I was chilling. I was doing all right, but I've been on edge all week because of what I did to Levine, and you know, getting used to triples and everything else is so weird. You know.
Yeah, you can see the gap between the first and second pack there. As that second pack exits the screen there at the top, and yeah, I think they will catch. It's just a matter of being able to catch back onto the draft, and a matter if they'll be able to do it is now Tommy Gossett wants to go 3 wide, but doesn't get any help, and it looks like he's going to fall back big time here.
iRacing is one of those things where if you give somebody a choice, well, do you have to? Can you? It's not can you, you have to. And when you have to, a lot of the times you'll find something, you go beyond that 10% that you can use in your brain and just find something that you normally wouldn't think of that can make it work. We were 3.3 seconds behind the other day with 5 laps to go, and we made the gap up. You just need to be able to put the perfect few laps together, and you can see they're slowly inching forward, but they just need a little bit more. They have too many cars, that's what it is. Like I kept saying to you, Nick, you need 4 or 5. Those cars in the back of the line are dragging them down.
Yeah, it's also a fact of these guys, they're catching so quickly because of how aggressively these guys in the lead pack are racing up here. I mean, you got Omar Diallo and Ryan Avila here. They're just doing the most here up here. I mean, excuse me, that's Johnny Avila, not Ryan Avila. Apologies, but I mean they're up here blocking, sending crazy blocks here. Brad Keselowski-esque blocks here as now Raul Alves takes it to the inside. Oh my! Exhibit A.
You know what the problem is? It's Friday. It's
middle wide.
Oh, it's middle school, and the first 50 kids in the cafeteria get tater tots with their lunch, and that's why they're so aggressive. 4 wide down the back straightaway, going into turn 3. Levine, as aggressive as ever, going through the middle, has only one person to help him, but he will get it done. No ifs, ands, or buts. Levine will get up there, and now it's just a matter of time. We see 3 wide. When are we going to start seeing 4 wide lap after lap? When are we going to start seeing the risks that don't need to be taken? Because there's something about restrictor plate racing that you just get that little bit of extra confidence, and if you feel like you can do it, you're going to try to make it work.
Yeah, and I'll bet you money that the one of Justin Levine did not lift at all during that situation. That 4 wide there, I guarantee you he did not, and gave a huge bump to the 63 of Johnny Avila there, and now they're kind of in the sucker hole here. Not really much help in that middle line. I think people are just wanting to kind of line up and chill out just a little bit here. But, you know, it is Dega. It's not going to stay chill for long. And, man, these guys are definitely starting to get a little bit antsy, it looks like.
I like to call it the slinky effect. Everybody's speeding up and slowing down, and now the second pack has almost caught these guys, in which they have been slowing down so much because of the side-by-side and 3 wide, 4 wide drafting, and now it's gonna add more players to the game here in a minute.
Yeah, look at that second pack. Here they come, Nick.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say they are about a second off of James Holzer, which is the last car in the lead draft right now. And if they can catch on to that lead draft, oh, buddy, watch out. They are going to make some moves here.
What was that? Diallo went for a ride down to the...
yeah, he's hit hard.
Oh, left front broken, big. Oh, and that brings out the caution.
Big wreck.
Yeah, Omar, it looks like... What happened here to Omar Diallo?
He looked like he went to drop down in front of a car, and he was not clear.
Yeah, that might be game over for Diallo, Nick. If you see that left front, it's seized up completely. It's all bent out of shape. It's done. I bet his steering wheel is either 90 degrees to the left or to the right. Yeah, but he's cooked for the rest of the race. That's get fixed in 5 minutes. Do everything that you can to salvage a good finish, but I think that's the end game for him.
Oh, yeah, look at that car. That is for sure a broken toe link. Maybe even 2 broken toe links for the 24 there. as he just doesn't look like he's got any control. Looking at the replay here, yeah, he just tried to go to the bottom, and just Tommy Gossett was not having any of it there, as a big-time hit to the inside wall for the 24 Diallo, and unfortunately, that looks like that's going to be race over for him.
And you know what? I don't blame the guy who did it at all. Lots of crazy blocks being thrown, and when it's at 10 miles an hour, buddy, if you're going to come down in front of me and you're that much slower, I'm going to run into the back of you. It doesn't matter what setup shop you come from, everyone's going to do it.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I'd probably do the same thing there, even though I haven't done any A racing in a while. So it looks like most everyone should come down pit road, and you know, this brings an interesting point into this race. If everyone pits here, this is going to turn into a fuel mileage race, because you see, we're on lap 54, 40 laps to go here at Talladega, and Brandon, you said it earlier, the max you were able to do this week is 42, so looks like some of these guys are definitely going to be trying to save fuel and make it as far as they can, and try to stretch this into a fuel mileage race.
Well, this is where we flip the script and Talladega gets weird. You go from saving fuel to see how far you can make it, to take less fuel in the end to get better track position, to, all right, I don't want the lead, I need to save fuel. And we might see, Nick, what we saw a few months ago in the SSRL Truck Series, where we're doing about 120 all the way around the track.
Yep, I was getting ready to bring that up too, and I mean, you want to look even further back, go back to the Sunday night NASCAR race here at Talladega. You remember that last, what was it, like 50 to go? We're all sitting here like, wait a minute.
Buddy, we're doing 130.
Yeah, we were doing everything we could to save fuel in that race, and wouldn't be surprised if these guys
even
actually
before
tried
that. The 100% race, the first one that we called in the spring, the Nick Stein choo-choo train around the top of the track for 4 hours. The whole race was fuel saved, buddy.
Oh, I remember that, the Chugga Chugga Choo Choo Train 500.
Oh, we could go to the real life race.
You know, while we're looking at the 54 Sean Conklin, who's been up front a lot tonight, that kind of gives us the perfect segue here to kind of talk about our main sponsor here, Ryco Performance. At Ryco Performance, we're more than a setup shop. We're a performance provider preparing you weekly with data and setups to get you ahead of the curve on the competition. Whether you're a seasoned sim racer or a weekend warrior, our cutting-edge data packs and one-on-one coaching sessions are tailor-made to push the limits of yourself and your virtual race car, giving you the winning edge you crave. Why choose Ryco? Expert craftsmanship by a team of seasoned builders, cutting-edge performance enhancements tailored to your vehicle, unrivaled coaching and reliability to handle the most demanding circuits on the iRacing platform. For more information, visit us at ryco-motorsports.com, where we build championships and deliver results.
Beautiful, Nick.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know, and I will say, with all due respect, our race team races a different setup shop, but man, you know, Ryco is really at the top of their game right now. They are fast every week. They get a lot of bad rep for being, you know, drivers that maybe drive a little too hard, but they deserve to. They're the fastest guys every week. When you have 15 top guys running for the top 15 spots every week, buddy, you're gonna get run over. And I think that's what a lot of people need to get used to, and especially for me, being a lower I rating driver, trying to work their way up. Nick, you know, you've been with me through the tops, the bottoms, the ups and the downs, and you know, it seems like at first that's what it is, but no, these guys are just hard-nosed racers. They know what they're doing. They can push the car to the limit better than anybody else. So, lots of respect for the Ryco camp.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I've brought that up a couple of times. I mean, you and I both, we run Team Conti, of course, but I mean, utmost respect for these guys. I mean, these guys are friends of mine. I mean, I've been pretty good friends with Sean Conklin for longer than I can remember, so
Buddy,
seeing him up here.
A snow globe that he made me
Oh, yeah.
Like 9.
Damn, dude.
He when Sean was young, this is how long I've known Sean Conklin. This kid, we've been friends with him for a very, very, very long time. You know, recently he's gone over to do things with Ryco, and God bless what Ryco's done with the kid, because, you know, the kid needed a little something, because he used to drive for us. He needed a little something, and we just couldn't give it to him. We didn't know what he needed. He went over to Ryco. Kid's going to be a star. He's going to be a legend one day, and the kid can drive the hell out of anything. But Sean, you know, I've known the kid since he was little wee baby, and one of the first few years that I knew him, he came up with a Christmas idea because he loved all of us so much that he put me and my fiance as little figurines with imaginary dogs inside of a snow globe with little white beads and sent it to me, and I thought it was the sweetest thing. Sean, when you go back and watch this later, love you, bud. Hope everything's perfect with you.
Heartwarming there, but getting back on track here. Got Jesse Atchison leading us to the Ryco Performance green flag here, as now once again making that slow, long crawl to the Geico restart zone here. Jesse Atchison going to have the loud pedal here. He's going to hit it late here. Green flag back in the air here, presented by Ryco Performances. He's going to get a pretty good gap and take it up in front of the 54, Sean Conklin, who looks like he's going to take the run and just kind of push Atchison here. And now Conklin, and ooh, man, a little bit of help behind, and the 36 going to take it down to the bottom and leave that outside line pretty much for dust here. That's Brendan Kohler there in that 36.
Whose face is that?
I don't know.
It's upside down.
It's everywhere.
Can't stop laughing.
Hey, if he made it just to win this race, we need to get him in here for an interview and figure out what that is. Because yeah, I've been wondering that question pretty much all night. But
you know, I think Sean might be looking into a scary mirror, because before Sean was on Ryco, he used to run iShow speed cars.
Oh,
nothing
God.
with his face on it. And so I bet Sean's looking back on this like, I'm glad we have uniforms now, because I kind of look ridiculous back in the day. I don't even know who that. I can't even see. I'm gonna get.
I want to know who that is, genuinely.
Is that a mug shot?
I don't think they allow ads and mug shots.
No, I don't think they allow either, buddy.
Getting back to the racing action here, Patrick Moose now got a pretty good run on this outside line here. He's got David Robertson giving him a pretty good shot to get this outside line going again. And it looks like we're kind of back where we left off before that first caution there. Just kind of calm, cool, collected for the majority of the field here. Not really any aggressive moves just yet, but give it time. And that's all I can say, just give it time.
Yeah, saving fuel 2x2. These guys back here are trying to lay off the throttle. I mean, you can see back there Alex Murray trying to manage the gap. That's what we've been trying to teach our guys all week, is manage the gap. And Sean is even in a good driver's seat too, because he's behind this guy. He doesn't really have to push him. He can fuel save. If I were these two guys out front, I would not want to be leading with how close it is. Hell, the guy who just made the move to the inside, I wouldn't even want to make that move. I want to stay behind somebody and save as much fuel as possible with how close this is going to be.
Yeah, and I literally said it, just wait, and these guys will start to get a little bit antsy as we're starting to see 3 wide here. Benjamin White was the first one to take it to the outside, but he drops down to the middle line, leaves Channing Ballou and I believe that was Mitchell Dranowski there on that outside, and now Dranowski, the only one on that third line, going to go way back here.
All right, boys. Well, God bless you all. Love you guys very much for letting me come in here and do my thing. Hopefully I'll get to see you guys again soon. I'm going to go run grab dinner. Taylor, thank you so much for producing this thing. Joseph, Nick, you guys are doing awesome. You guys keep doing your thing, and hopefully I'll be able to be in here next Friday with you guys too.
Hopefully, man. Come on and join us. I mean, we could probably use the help next Friday, because it's me and Austin in here, and we genuinely tend to lose our minds in these races.
The 2 Edstroms? Yeah,
Oh,
we'll need EMS after that. So, hey, y'all keep doing your thing. Y'all have a blessed rest of your night, all right?
Oh, and things starting to kick off here as James Holzer now makes a big-time move to the outside there. Somebody threw a block. I think that was Alex Link in the 91, and James Holzer said, no, sir, get back to that inside, buddy. But 4 wide further back now, as that's a lot of cars there vying for position. Schneider up in front of the 21 to get her. Things starting to kick off once again at Talladega. I knew it wouldn't take long.
Yes, it definitely did take long. And I was going to say, Holzer got one of my best draft buddies, Ed Shearer, up there. One of the best pushers you can ever ask for in one of these races. And he went straight to the front, but he dropped them off here now. But he's, Holzer's controlling the lane now. He's up in front, and thanks to Ed Shearer right there with that big push that he got up there towards the front.
Yeah, a lot of people starting to move up to that top line. Channing Ballou moved up there, Benjamin White, and James Holzer as well moved all the way up from the bottom line there, interestingly enough. So it looks like these are a lot of new names up front that we really haven't seen tonight. And it looks like, oh, 4 wide further back as they're trying to put the 7 of Mitchell Dranowski in the sucker hole. And it looks like they're going to succeed as he hops up in that outside line. But I was getting ready to say, we're not seeing a lot of the heavy hitters that we've had in this race purely because they're in the back trying to fuel save. They're in the back trying to make it on fuel to the end. And the way this race has been going, that's probably the perfect strategy. Oh, big wreck in the back. Caution on the racetrack. Saw that out of the corner of my eye as now we're under the Connors Cure caution here. That looked to be a little bit of bad pushing further back. Let's get a look at the replay here. Mitchell Dranowski, oh, it was a little bit of net code between Mitchell Dranowski, and I couldn't quite catch who else that was.
I'm not exactly sure who the second car was.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to pull that up and figure it out, but it was definitely Mitchell Dranowski was involved in that. It's coming off of turn number 4. It was a 37 of, I believe, Tanner Love that he had a little bit of netcode contact with, and that sent Tanner Love down into the 68 of David Robertson and sent Tanner Love pretty hard into the outside wall there.
Okay, so now no one has to save. But some of these guys can come down, top it off, and you don't even got to worry about it now. And even for probably the green-white checkers.
I was going to say,
that would be my call. You know, some of these guys may stay out, but that would be my call. I would come get the fuel and be safe.
A lot of people staying out here, surprisingly enough. Brendan Kohler, Jesse Atchison, Benjamin White, Patrick Moose, Jacob Schneider staying out, Johnny Avila, Colton Harvey. Interesting. A lot of people deciding to stay out and try to push it here. That's a bit of a bold call there, because 9 times out of 10, if you try to stay out and try to stretch it on fuel, that's going to come to bite you in the butt when it comes down to possibly getting a late caution here. This is going to be Patrick Gitter beating the 17 of James Holzer off of pit road there.
Yeah, because what we're going to look at, what's going to end up happening, is we're going to start getting a lot more cautions here, because everybody's going to get more ballsy and want to make these moves towards the front. And I would play. I like what all these other guys did. They came down, got the fuel, top it off. You know, you're going to be safe for all green, white checkers. And these guys, they're going to be trying to feel safe the whole time.
Yeah, fuel saving mixed with all-out pushing typically does not mix well, so we'll have to see what the strategy is mainly here, especially for these guys that came down pit road, knowing that they're going to be good on fuel now. I guarantee you it's going to be a bit of craziness for the first 4 or 5 laps of this restart, trying to get everyone set back up front, but you get these guys that stayed out, and you know they're trying to turning the car off, trying to clutch in, save as much fuel as they can, and realistically, they're not really going to have enough fuel for a green-white checker no matter what they do here. So strategy is definitely starting to differ here, and I would not be surprised at all if we get another quick caution here to see these guys that stayed out come down pit road.
They may save enough, depending on how many cautions we get, or enough for 1 or 2. But, when it comes down to it, I'd rather be safe than sorry and have the fuel and just burn it.
Yeah, things kind of the calm before the storm here. I mean, 30 laps to go here at Talladega. That's any other track that'd be like, oh yeah, another 10-15 minutes of racing. Here at Talladega, that's going to be at least minimum another 30 minutes of racing here. So these guys just kind of in the calm before the storm. You've gotten to this point. You've gotten over 2/3 of the way into this race, and now with 1 lap to green here, Brendan Kohler once again going to be leading these guys to the green flag here. But like I was saying, you're in that calm before the storm now. I mean, like I said, you're over 2/3 of the way in. It's time to make or break here. This is make or break time. This is time to go, and time to start setting yourself up for the finish of this race. Because come that last lap dash, if you're not in the right spot, you could stand to lose a lot of time. I mean, I've had it happen before. I've seen it happen before. You know, someone being not set up right, and they'll go from the lead down to 15th in the span of a corner, and you're sitting here like, what just happened?
Yeah, you get put in the wrong position, and nobody wants to work with you. You go backwards in a hurry, and it's a sucky feeling, and especially if you're not on the attack mode. If you're on the defensive mode of it, man, it really sucks bad when you see a whole group of cars just go right on past you.
Yeah, that goes back to one of your keys of the race earlier. I mean, it's find your friends and know your enemies. I mean, that's the same thing here. If you're around your friends later in this race, you're going to want to help them. And then if you see someone you don't like, you're kind of just saying, "Heh, see ya."
Exactly. Hey, you did me wrong. I'm good with that. I don't want to work with you.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I've run into my fair share of enemies, and at these plate tracks, seeing them go backwards is always fun. Just be like, "Heh, I told you so." But yeah, coming back.
Done that a time or two.
Yeah, but coming back to green flag here, pace car going to dive down for the safety of pit road here. Brendan Kohler going to be leading these guys to green. He's got Jesse Atchison to his outside, and pushers here on this inside, Benjamin White and Patrick Moose. So things definitely set to kick off here as the first 5 cars in this field did not pit. They stayed out here as now green flag back in the air. Brendan Kohler leading them back to the Ryco green flag.
2 by 2. These guys are trying to get themselves sorted out, trying to get linked back up. Some of these cars may have gotten some damage. Most of these cars look pretty straight, but we will see. See how fast some of these cars will be and some of these cars won't be.
Already starting to see it kick off as we got moves further back of the field. 3 wide already. The 95 of Nicholas Vroom and the 22 of Alex Murray now on that third line. Getter. Johnny Avila now going to take it to the outside, try and block that run. Vroman's going to take it to the inside, but Gitter's going to stay up as he's got his teammate Alex Murray behind him on this outside line. Vroman's going to fall back a little bit now. Falls back into the clutches of the 24 of Ed Shearer Jr. Shannon Blue now takes it to the outside. Here comes James Holzer as well. Things really starting to pick up big time here as these
guys go 3 wide, they are trying to jockey for position here, and they all are looking to try to get in towards the front, trying to, because we've got a few more laps left. We're getting close to the end of this thing, and it will vary out who gets the win of this race.
Yeah, for sure. As now Joseph Galata takes it to the middle here, trying to control that middle line and get them back up here. See the 63 of Johnny Avila take it to the inside. You got Jesse Atchison now all the way to the inside to try and lead here. He's going to hop up in front of the 16 of Benjamin White and gets a little bit loose there. But that outside line keeps going. Here comes Joseph Galata. This looks like it's going to be his first lap lead of the night. Coming through the tri-oval, he's going to slow up a little bit. Give that lap to the 63 of Johnny Avila by 11 thousandths of a second over Jesse Atchison. 3 wide for the lead at Talladega.
They are 3 by 3 by 3. About what? I'd say about 12 rows deep at this field. Everybody don't want to give an inch here.
There's such thing as 2 wide pace laps here at 190 miles an hour. How about IndyCar style 3 wide pace laps here at 196 miles an hour through turn 3? As now Johnny Avila starting to fall back a little bit on that inside line. Looks like everyone's trying to move up a little bit and make use of this outside line that seems to be overpowered this week.
Yes, that outside line always gets overpowered. For some reason with these cars, the right rear of these cars is where you want to be at on side drafting these cars. I mean, there's some on the left, don't get me wrong, but when you get on the right rear of somebody, it's like you hit the nitrous button and you go past somebody like they're sitting still.
Benjamin White now starting to play the lines a little bit here. Went down to the inside to block the 95 of Roman, all the way to the outside to block Atchison, now to the middle to block the 98 of Galata. That outside line starting to fall off a little bit as Jesse Atchison had to check up pretty hard to avoid that block. Now Channing Ballou thought about going to the outside. A lot of people now going to the outside. Joseph Galata to the outside. Benjamin White goes up to block. Roman down to the bottom to block the 63 of Ryan Avila. That middle line just disappeared.
Yeah, White went up towards the top and
oh, 4 wide for the back.
And Roman thought about going with him, and then that didn't work out. Now White tried to, I don't know what White just did, but now he just put himself in the sucker hole.
You got Benjamin White in the sucker hole now, still 4 wide further back as Justin Levine's trying to make it work 4 wide through the middle. Not really going to work now as he's going to fall back big time behind the likes of Chris Wilhite on that outside line. Further back up, looking at Patrick Gitter here. Now trying to make something work on that middle line. He's got teammates all in front and behind him as he's got Ed Shearer Jr., Alex Murray, and I believe that's another Team Conti guy in front of him. I believe that's the 38 of Patrick Moose. As now Schneider gets put into the sucker hole there by that middle line, and he's going to fall back big time. He's trying to side draft to make himself a hole. Now has a little bit of help behind him as that's his teammate in the Ryco camp, Tommy Gossett in the 80 there. Johnny Avila now the leader on that inside line, but here comes a big-time run from the outside. Joseph Galata leading that outside line, and now things starting to fall back a little bit further here.
The outside line prevailing made a whole bunch of steam up there at the top. They've got it far out there, but now here comes that inside line. They're starting to come back. And here comes that middle line as well. They're starting to come back as well.
Yeah, that's how quickly runs can develop here. Justin Levine through the middle, 4 wide. Oh my goodness, 4 wide, a couple of rows deep. Oh man, you gotta love or hate him. You gotta love Justin Levine on a plate track. He's just fun to watch.
And Justin finds a way to try to get up towards the front. He don't care whatever he's got to do at everybody's expense. He does not care. He's in it for himself, and that's what you got to do, man. That's the way it is nowadays. You got to be in it for yourself. You hate to be like that, but that's the way it's got to be.
A couple of cars wanted to go 4 wide there. Mainly that 2 car in the middle there. Thought about 4 wide as things kicking off. Scott Lamp in that 2 car got a little bit loose off the corner now. Here comes Johnny Avila with a big-time push from Alex Link. He's going to lead this lap, and he's going to clear that outside line for the first time in a couple of laps. Coming through turns 1 and 2 now. Joseph Galata having to back off after James Holzer not able to keep that push going. Now, John Weitendorf on that inside. That's a name we haven't called at all tonight. Where did he come from?
He's been sitting there biding his time, waiting for his time to come up. Now's the time. We're here, getting down to 20 to go. Hey, it's time to go, baby.
It is time to go here at Talladega. As now Channing Ballou having to fall back to the likes of the one of Justin Levine on that middle line. Joseph Galata still with James Holzer on that outside line. You got, I believe that is Jesse Atchison on that outside as well for help. As now Galata going to take that outside line down a lane here. As that middle line really starting to fall off big time here as they're still waiting for some help to get that momentum going once again. But it's going to be, I believe, the 91 of Alex Link going to be leading that lap. Oh, big wreck! Channing Ballou is around. Sean Conklin's going to be involved. There's not going to be a caution.
No caution.
No caution as Sean Conklin with some big-time damage.
This car is a rock. It's over for
him. Man. Nothing you can do about that if you're the 54. Sean Conklin as Channing Ballou unfortunately getting turned from the outside line there by the one of Justin Levine. And Ballou now all the way to the inside. That's not going to be a caution either as he was off the racing surface. Yeah, coming up, back up front here. You got about a 5-car breakaway now. Justin Levine takes it to the outside. He's got The 38, I believe that is. No, that is not the 38. That is Zach Rinker in the 60. Wanted to go with Justin Levine, but thought better of it is now he takes it back to the inside. Levine all the way to the outside. He's going to block the 0-2 of Jacob Schneider and try to get that middle line going again.
That's what plane he wants to plane is going to do. It's going to go towards the front. That's where he wants to go, is towards the front. He's trying everything he can to go towards the front.
Oh, check up here. Car loose, but they keep it straight. 4 wide here, further back in the field. That was the 21 of Tom. No, that was not Tommy Gossett. That was... Oh, big wreck! Justin Levine keeps it straight somehow, but there's more cars spinning in the back. Caution is out at Talladega.
Holy.
A lot to unpack here. Further up, I believe it was Justin Levine, and yeah, there goes Chris Wilhite. Oh man, 3 Ryco cars involved in that one. Chris Wilhite, Tommy Gossett, and Daniel Nanny.
How many numbers do Ryco cars have? It's hard not to get Ryco cars involved.
That is true. That is true. But this all started up front between Justin Levine and, oh man,
What was that? Number 3 Toyota?
I believe that wasn't Scott Lamp. No, it wasn't. Who was it? Nathaniel Landwehr, I believe, is who caused that. But hey, now that we have a moment to go ahead and chill out for a little bit, we're going to go ahead and take our last commercial break of the racing action. Stay right here. We'll be back with more Ryco Performance Friday Night NIS Top Split coverage.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back live to Ryco Performance Friday night NiS Top Split here at Talladega. If you're just now joining us, it has been a wild race tonight. I mean, we went 54 laps green from the drop of the green flag, and we had moments of 3, 4, I think I even saw 5 wide a couple of times tonight, and these guys somehow managed to make it 54 laps green before we had our first caution of the night where Omar Diallo unfortunately got spun towards the inside wall, and then ever since then it's been just the exact same amount of craziness. From lap 54 they were fuel saving a little bit because they thought they would be able to make it to the end, but this last caution here on lap number 77, a pretty big wreck further back in the field, has only turned the intensity up to 11 here.
Yeah, everybody's going to be able to make it, should be able to make it now. I don't know, maybe 1 or 2, maybe we stretched it here if we get 3 green, white checkers, but that's if we get 3 green, white checkers. So hopefully they are hoping that we don't get 3 green, white checkers.
I mean, the way the race has gone so far, you would kind of expect, with only 2 cautions through 79 laps tonight, you really wouldn't expect green, white checkers, but these guys know that they are coming up to the end of this race. I mean, we're at 15 laps to go, coming to 15 this time by to take the green flag. These guys know it is officially, if it wasn't go time 30 laps ago, it is for sure go time now.
Oh, it's fixing to get very dirty now. Like, there's going to be no give to nobody, and it's going to be all take from everybody.
Yeah, it's give and take to start, but now, like you said, it's going to be take, and unfortunately, that's going to end up with some wrecked race cars and some broken hearts. But tonight, they've somehow managed to keep it relatively clean. As now, pace car taking that safety net of pit road now, as it's going to turn off the track and turn these guys loose once again. The 91 of Alex Link going to be taking these guys back to the green flag. Johnny Avila to his outside, restarting second position here. Now that crawl towards the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air here, presented by Ryco Performance, as Alex Link gets a big-time jump over the field, but that's going to allow Johnny Avila and Jacob Schneider to get hooked up pretty easily.
They got hooked up real quick, and they started pushing right away. That top lane's going to move up forward, and they are going to go right past the top lane real quick.
Oh yeah, big time there, as they're already clear. Johnny Avila and Jacob Schneider already multiple car links clear, as now Zach Rinker and Joseph Galata going to be leading that outside line. They've got the 17 of James Holzer for help. 3 Team Conti cars leading that outside groove.
Yeah, those two are tandem draft together. Back to those good old days where those COT cars, when they were tandem drafting. Man, you got to love it.
Got the 2-car Scott Lamp now leading that third line, as Omar Diallo, Zach Rinker, and Joseph Galata take it back to the inside. Or excuse me, not Omar Diallo. The 17 of James Holzer. Apologies about that. Alex Murray now hops up in front of the 60 of Zach Rinker. The 16 of Benjamin White wanted to hop up in front there, but Alex Murray said, "No, sir, taking you 4 wide." And now Benjamin White going to be falling back. Now he's got, I believe that's Brendan Kohler there. As now Zach Rinker takes it all the way to the top line. He's going to be trying to get pushed by Benjamin White here. Things starting to kick off, as now Joseph Galati getting a big-time push from that 38 machine. It is, I believe, Patrick Moose in that 38 pushing that middle line now.
Patrick Moose and freaking, who's right behind him?
Ooh, Patrick Moose to the outside in front of the 60 of Zach Rinker. Coming through the tri-oval now. A little bit separated here, as now Alex Murray is getting help from Nathaniel Landwehr on that outside, trying to go up and push the 0-2 of Jacob Schneider.
Here goes Galata and I can't say his name.
Oh man, Schneider throws a big-time block. Wrecking further back, Shading Ballou is around. Scott Lamp, caution on the racetrack. As now Benjamin White was involved as well. John Wheatendorf is around as well.
Holzer and Joseph Galata, they were trying to go forward, and whoever jumped in front of them right there, that was not clear.
Yeah, big-time wreck here at Talladega, as Jacob Schneider tried to hop up in front of the 98 at Galata, and unfortunately not able to make that work, as a lot of cars just got wrecked there. still working on getting a replay here, but a lot of rigged race cars were involved in that. That's the 7. I believe that is Mitchell Dranowski there in that 7 car, all torn up on the front end there. A couple other cars that were involved in that. Scott Lamp went around. I believe Colton Harvey was around as well. John Waitendorf, Channing Ballou got hit a couple of times in that.
Ed Sheeran, I think, got a piece of it. And there was a lot of cars involved in it. A lot of cars, you know, they weren't even a part of the wreck, and they, you know, just casualties.
Yeah, that's unfortunately a big-time byproduct of Talladega, is getting involved in wrecks you had absolutely nothing to do with. And unfortunately, like I said, that is just a byproduct of Talladega. I mean, looking at the replay here, you just see an absolutely vicious block from the O2 there. There is no way that would have worked, and they had it straight and saved until Channing Blue got turned a little bit further back, and you saw the 22 of Alex Murray get turned as well.
You seen that 9 car, that Universe car that got turned earlier? He got turned again. He's gone for a ride twice, sir.
Yeah, Channing Blue been involved in a couple of cars coming down pit road. Alex Murray, Ed Shearer Jr. coming down pit road. Scott Lamp. A lot of these guys that were involved in this wreck coming down to get some damage repair done. I don't think the likes of Ed Shearer Jr. or Alex Murray have too much damage, but there is definitely a lot of wrecked race cars on pit road right now.
I think the 9 car was sideways, got in front of Ed, and he just got tapped of it. So I'm guessing he's gonna get the damage fixed, what he can get fixed, and go back out there and try to get this win.
Yeah, Ed Shearer Jr. always finds himself at the front of these plate races, and after some bad luck at Daytona and Atlanta, he's hoping for some redemption here, but unfortunately getting involved in a late wreck here. We'll have to see if he can get back out on track and get that 24 car hopefully back up front here and have a chance at this win.
He had a great photo finish Monday night. God, you can't get no closer than that.
Yeah, he was tied, I believe.
1.
Yeah, it was 0.000 at the line between him and Brandon Bikey in our Ryco Performance Monday Night Top Split A Open coverage. And, you know, after that bit of a controversial moment between Brandon Edstrom and Justin Levine, unfortunately, Ed Shearer Jr. lost it. And I went ahead and exported those results as well. He lost that race by 0.0003. So he lost that race by 3/10,000ths of a second. Which that's like, yeah, that is
like that.
that is at most maybe a couple of millimeters.
I've won them like that. I've lost them like that.
Oh, same here. I've had my fair share of photo finishes I thought I got, but unfortunately wasn't able to. But oh man, Talladega taketh, Talladega giveth.
That's right. The Tallategans here, the ancient Indian burial ground up in this joint.
Yeah, and like I said, this place, Talladega is a cruel soul, and oh man, like I said, it's a lot of heartbreak here, but eventually, sometimes you will get that one shining moment here at Talladega, and you can't not hate this place. I mean, this place is just one of those places you cannot hate.
It produces some great racing. It also produces a lot of heartbreak here. It's, you know, you're either going to be the bug or the windshield.
And for a lot of these guys, they're hoping to be the windshield of this race right now. Currently, it is Johnny Avila in the 63 leading this race. He'll be leading these guys back to green flag here. Alex Link going to be restarting second. Jacob Schneider third. Joseph Galata fourth. Nathaniel Landwehr in fifth. James Holtz are going to be restarting sixth position. Patrick Gitter seventh. Patrick Moose in eighth. Sean Conklin in ninth. How is he up in ninth? I wonder.
He got that.
That man was missing a front bumper 10 laps ago.
He got it back connected. They couldn't zip on that bad boy back on. They were like, hey, go back out there. You got to win this, Joker.
All right, continuing on. Zach Rinker going to be restarting 10th, 11th, Jacob Oster, Nicholas Vroman down at 12th, Tommy Goss at 13th, 14th going to be Matt Hollabaugh, Colton Harvey going to be rounding out your top 15 here tonight. And You know, a lot of these cars still look surprisingly clean for a Talladega race, I will be honest.
There's probably some that are a little bit hidden with damage, but you know, a lot of these cars are clean. It's you can get that little hidden damage, you know, behind that you don't know, and it'll slow you down just a little bit. But you know, for most of these cars, they're mostly clean. You haven't had a really big one, but hey, it's probably gonna end up happening here in a little while.
Yeah, coming to 9 laps to go here at Talladega. Or, excuse me, 9 laps to go here at Talladega, and it is well and truly just take everything you can and don't even think about giving anything, as now Johnny Avila has control of the restart here, making that slow crawl back to the restart zone.
Green flag,
Green flag back in the air here at Talladega Superspeedway, presented by Ryco. Johnny Avila now leading these guys to green flag. He's got the O2 with Jacob Schneider behind him for help. Nathaniel Landwehr on that inside as well.
Random car going off on the grass. He all left forward. He was out of here. But now we're going 2x2. The outside is starting to get their run, trying to get their run past the inside pack here. And they will get the run, and there goes Bromwich going for 3 wide, trying to get the run all the way up to the top started.
Yeah, Patrick Moose there wanted to go 3 wide, but really didn't have the help. Now looking to the outside once again, still no help, as now Zach Rinker going to take that position from the 38, and now here comes Joseph Galata and a couple of his Ryco teammates, the 17 there of James Holter, and now Zach Rinker leading that outside line once again. Nicholas Froman now going to be working with them as well, as now a car on the middle trying to make it work here. Back up front, things getting a little bit squirrely for the lead.
Galata and Sean Conklin. Conklin just blocked Galata here. And I don't think Joseph Galata liked that very much. You see Conklin, he's got that damage up on the front. He's probably not going to be very fast here on this top side. They're probably going to drop him off here in a minute.
I mean, to be fair, Sean Conklin doing 200 miles an hour there. And there goes Galata now. He's got James Holter now, Zach Rinker. They're going to leave that 54 for dust. And unfortunately, that's pretty much going to kill any chance this outside line has for the moment, as they're going to have to build that momentum back up, as now James Holzer giving a big-time push to this 98 Joseph Galata there. And now they're going to be coming with a big-time run. Anyone going to pop out the block here on this inside line? Doesn't look like just yet, but I wouldn't be surprised to see somebody pop out here.
And you got 4 TCSP cars lined up, nose to the bumper right here. And they are trying to move their way up to the front, trying to get a win for their team.
Further back, you got Justin Levine and Alex Murray trying to make a third line work. You've got John Wheatendorf there now headed up to the top as well. Ed Shearer Jr. takes it up to the third line as well. And now got a third line forming here. Zach Rinker thinks about going up, but he's going to stay with his TCSP teammates on that middle line. Now, Ed Shearer Jr. trying to build a little bit of momentum. That inside line's going to die off a little bit as now Patrick Gitter hops up into the middle line. Here comes Ed Shearer Jr. with a big-time push from John Wheatendorf, who's getting shoved for everything it's worth by the one of Justin Levine.
Justin Levine has been hanging out at this bottom here with David Snyder, and they've been going on this bottom for a pretty good while. Here comes Patrick Gitter and Joseph Galata to the front.
Patrick Gitter and Joseph Galata having a big-time shove. Nicholas Vroman throws a hellacious block on the 17 of James Holzer. Or no, that was Jacob Schneider, excuse me, as he threw another big-time block. Didn't work that time, as James Holzer kept his foot in it and told Jacob Schneider, nope, you're not doing that to me again. Galata now to the outside, gonna leave the 21 of Patrick Gitter. Now, TCSP leads this race, both lines here, and now the 63 of Johnny Avila going to take it up to the middle, trying to get the help from the O2 of Jacob Schneider, who's got Matt Hollaball behind him. Now, Justin Levine to the inside as they're coming up to, I believe that's going to be 6 to go here at Talladega.
Levine getting that side draft off of Justin Avila and Patrick Gitter, but it didn't work. He's going towards the back, and here comes Tommy Gossett moving in front of Justin Levine. And now let's see if they can make this middle work with Jacob Snyder right behind him and third behind him.
Patrick Gitter pushing everything out of the 63 of Johnny Avila, kind of shoving him sideways there throughout the corner. They're going to get a big-time run here, and now Patrick Gitter going to hop up in front of the 98 of Joseph Galata as they're going to move down to the middle line. Now, Ed Shearer Jr. going to be leading that outside line. Got John Wheatendorf trying to get up to him to push, as now Galata going to give a big-time shove to the 21. James Holter now trying to catch back up to this guys. big time breakaway for the 98 and the 21 here. They're going to be a sitting duck if they don't get in a line.
Galata and Patrick Gitter have been doing this tandem traffic getting away. They don't want to get away too far. They'll just get railroaded by this whole pack and go backwards.
Crimson Tide Country, get on your feet. 5 laps to go at Talladega Superspeedway. Zach Rinker takes it to the middle, 3 wide. He's got Tommy Gossett in the 80. Now that middle line coming up. Here comes Justin Levine giving a big shot to the 80 of Tommy Gossett. Zach Rinker drops to the inside but decides better of it. Takes it back up to the middle. Gets a big time shot from the 80 of Tommy Gossett. Now Ryan Avila takes it to the middle, to the bottom. And now Tommy Gossett and Zach Rinker think about going to the inside. It's just going to be Tommy Gossett. And now Justin Levine takes it to the inside. Zach Rinker getting left for dust as all the Ryco performance cars. Now freight-lining the 60 of Zach Rinker. And now Patrick Gitter still leading that outside line. Will he drop down the block?
Yeah, those 3 Ryco performance cars, they lined up and they're trying to go forward. Here comes 98. And who was that? The Holster. That was trying to side draft, trying to pull him back. And Patrick Gitter, they're trying to pull him back. There goes Tommy Gossett jumping up into the middle lane.
Oh man, Tommy Gossett threw a block. Gitter didn't want to push him, but he had to just to keep the line going. Now Joseph Galata gonna get left out to dry. Patrick Gitter through the middle, 3 wide. Tommy Gossett now gets shoved to the wall. James Holter now having to push him. Here comes Joseph Galata now giving a big shove to the 21 of Patrick Gitter. That middle line starting to fall off a little bit now was Jacob Schneider pushing the 1 of Justin Levine for everything it's worth. Now this middle line trying to get formed back up here as they're coming to 3 laps to go at Talladega.
That's Levine, Jacob Schneider, and freaking Johnny Avila, all 1, 2, 3 right now. And they are trying to pull away from these 2 lines. And there are 2 to go here at Talladega.
Patrick Gitter now trying everything he can to get this middle line going once again. Now, here comes Jacob Boster, the Team I-5G machine to the outside. He's going to be pushed by the 21 of Patrick Gitter, who's going to give him a big-time shot now. They're up to the, I believe that's the 04 there on that inside line. Now, starting to get up to Johnny Avila in the 63 off of 4.
We are almost here to the final lap. We're getting right down to the end of it. You don't have a caution yet, and it looks like we're going to go green. And we're going to come to the final lap here. Patrick Gitter goes to the top. Justin Levine goes to the top. Block the run.
White flag in the air here at Talladega Superspeedway. Justin Levine in a similar position to what he was Monday night. Joseph Galata goes to the middle. Levine blocks. Schneider getting a big-time shove from the 63 of Ryan Avila. Gitter gets loose on the outside, coming in with a big-time run here. Galata now. Levine taking it to the outside here. On the middle, Zach Rinker through. 3 wide here. Here comes Joseph Galata to the inside. He's got the help from the 21 of Patrick Gitter. Now, Justin Levine, nowhere to go here. He's going to try to side draft the 21 of Patrick Gitter. Now, big-time wreck in the back. Zach Rinker sideways. Now, the 23 of Colton Harvey as they break big time. Joseph Galata leading up through the tri-over here. Patrick Gitter getting a big-time shove from the 02 of Jacob Schneider. To the line, it's going to be the 98 of Joseph Galata winning this race.
Oh, my God.
We can breathe. Oh my goodness, Talladega takes it out of you. Both driver and broadcaster. Oh man, Joseph Galata winning an absolute thriller at the end there. Patrick Gitter going to come home in 2nd position, and Jacob Schneider going to come home 3rd as they all wreck big time further back in the field. Ed Shearer Jr., Chris Wilhite, the 37, I believe. That was Holden McGill in that 37. No, that was Tanner Love in that 37 sideways there. Tommy Gossett was involved as well. Shannon Ballou, Zach Rinker. A lot of cars involved in that, and Joseph Galata comes out on top of the melee to win it at Talladega Superspeedway. So I get a side look here at Joseph Galata and Patrick Gitter burning it down. That's going to be your Ryco Performance winning moment of the night here. While they're burning it down, we're going to go ahead and take our final commercial break of the night. Stay right here. We're going to have post-race coverage here of Ryco Performance Friday Night NiS Top Split after a wild finish at Talladega. Back live here at Talladega for Ryco Performance Friday Night NiS Top Split coverage here for our post-race show, and we're going to go and run through our unofficial race results here. Joseph Galata coming home with a big-time win here at Talladega after they all wrecked behind him. He's got his teammate Patrick Gitter pushing him to the finish here. Jacob Schneider, the first Ryco car, going to be finishing in third position. Johnny Avila going to be fourth. Colton Harvey finishing fifth. Nicholas Vroman in sixth. Justin Levine, 7th, Cody Porter, 8th, Jacob Oster in 9th, and Matt Hollabaugh going to round out your top 10 tonight.
Yeah, 11th, we got Alex Link. 12th, James Holzer. 13th, Alex Murray. 14th, Daniel Smallwood. 15th, Scott Lamp. 16th, Tanner Love. 17th, Tommy Gossett. 18th, Edward Shearer. 19th, Patrick Booth. And 20th, John Whitendorf.
Finishing in 21st position and running throughout the rest of our field, you got Sean Conklin, Mitchell Dranowski, Benjamin White, Christopher Wilhite, Nathaniel Landwehr, Jesse Atchison, J.R. Borber Raymond, Shannon Ballou, Zach Rinker, Joshua Watson, David Robertson, Clayton Hoffman, Holden McGill, Brendan Kohler, Daniel Nanny, Raul Alvis, and Omar Diallo going to be rounding out your 37-car field tonight, and going to go ahead and send that straight into our post-race interviews. Going to go ahead and get our third-place finisher, Jacob Schneider, up here. Jacob, man, an absolutely wild race tonight, and you somehow managed to come home third after a couple of aggressive blocks, I shall say.
Yeah, I was just talking to Holzer about that. I think I was making good blocks, but I was too slow to make them. I was just not quite quick enough in my decision-making there, and I'm sure it looked kind of bad on the broadcast, but, you know, that team, they still won. They pulled out a good win, so I didn't hurt them too bad.
Yeah, I mean, from the broadcast perspective, it was certainly very entertaining, but I know there is a few drivers that were pretty mad at you, but once again, you still managed to come home third. I mean, could you have done anything else there? I know they wrecked big time behind you, and I know you had a couple of teammates behind you. Were you trying anything you could to try and get a run off of four, or did you not really just have any help?
Yeah, I didn't really have any help, and I had hurt my own car too with some of those blocks I put myself in the wall. So I don't know if that really had any effect or not, but you know, Galata and Gitter were teammates. They were obviously hooked up to the end, and I just didn't have that up there. So yeah, I think that's all I was missing.
Yeah, fair enough. Third place. Honestly, really good for how crazy that race ended up turning out. And before we let you go, who do you got to thank over at Ryco?
Yeah, I got to thank Ken, Brandon, all the guys that had Ryco. Roman, our leader, our unspoken leader. He pulled out a good finish. He had a crazy race, but yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, congratulations on the P3 tonight, Jacob. Hopefully we'll see you here either next Monday or next Friday night.
I should be here Monday. Thank you, guys.
Yep, thank you. Congratulations. That was your third place finisher, Jacob Schneider, and now standing along with our second place finisher, Joseph Kazi, standing alongside Patrick Gitter.
Patrick Gitter, Joseph Kazi, and Booth. You got us?
10-4, I got you.
Hey, man. Great race. Did you think you could have done something more to get the win, or were you just sold on pushing Galata to win just to get the 1-2 for your team?
Yeah, man, it's always tempting to go for the win there, but I was looking at the gap between us and third place, the guy on the outside. I guess it was Schneider. But I was just thinking, man, if there was a little more of a gap, maybe I'd push the issue a little bit. But at that point, the 1-2 was certainly more important. So I'm just glad we were able to get it done now.
I don't doubt it, man. I think you get lost in the pack or during the middle of the race, and you were you were trying to get that second pack out to the first pack when we had that long green flag run, and I was thinking, man, they were gonna catch them, but then you ended up getting the yellow, so it worked out in your favor for that. But it was great to see you get back up towards the front and make your way up here to P2, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. You know, it was tough when we got split on those green flag cycles. We were inching our way up there, trying to claw our way back to that front pack. And you know, you're right. You mentioned the caution that came out. There were definitely a few of those tonight that we kind of had some luck all on our side. Just dodging cautions and making it to the end. Things like that.
Oh, man, I got nothing else. But anybody else you want to thank before you go off?
Yeah, man. I mean, shout out to Joe for the win. You ran a fantastic race. Jacob did a good job coming in P3 there. Shout out to Team Conti Sim Performance. I mean, they gave us a fantastic set this week. And solid, both in Q and race trim this week. So shout out to them for the great set. Gotta thank Martin PC for supporting their team. Also, Johan Seminario Designs for the paint I ran, and then certainly you guys in the booth.
Yes, sir. Good job on the P2, man.
All right, take care. Thanks, guys.
That's Patrick Gitter finishing P2 tonight. And of course, rounding out our post-race show tonight, your race winner, Joseph Galata, man. I don't even know where to start, because I believe you started that last lap somewhere in about 6th or 7th position, and somehow you managed to find your teammate, the 21 at Patrick Gitter, and y'all came out on top, man. How are you feeling after that? I know after a race like that, I'm over here kind of speechless.
Well, I'll say this. Super speedway races, especially when you win them, is the only time that I ever like shake and have the adrenaline go through the roof. So that's definitely happened. I mean, I screamed to the top of my lungs, especially because me and Gitter finished 1-2. It was pretty perfect ending there for us.
Yeah, you managed, like I said, managed to come home P1 after a big-time wreck behind you, and you had your teammate Patrick Gitter. Would you have been mad at him if he would have dumped, or not dumped you, I meant left you for the win?
You know, I've been helped out at these bigger plate tracks by all my teammates to get wins at a lot of these plate tracks, like I said, and I mean, if he would have, I mean, to get the win, I would have been upset, but it wouldn't bother me, honestly.
Yeah, fair enough. You really can't let things like that bother you. Before we let you go, who do you got to think? I mean, a big-time win and a prime-time top split. I mean, there's got to be a ton of people you got to be thinking right now.
Well, everybody at Team Conti Sim Performance, you know, we put in a lot of work for our setups and cars and the community that Mikey has built. You know, that's really who I could thank. And all my teammates over there, great group of guys, fun to hang out with. You know, I wouldn't have been able to finish where I did if I didn't have the teammates behind me, so.
Well, congratulations on the win tonight, Joseph, and hopefully we get to see you a little bit more often here, and hopefully Monday night you'll be back here in our post-race show. Congratulations tonight.
I appreciate it, boys. Thank you so much.
That was Joe Galata there, winner of your Friday night Ryco Performance top split there, and that was an insane race. And before we get going here, we'll go ahead and take a look at our weekly schedule for next week at Dover. Of course, back here Monday night for Ryco Performance Monday night top split coverage of both the A Open and B Open SOF races to start next week. Tuesday night, Champion Power Equipment Truck Series takes on Dover as well. And then we go to Wednesday night, the Thunderclap iRacing Series is at Dover. And of course, Friday night, back here for Ryco Performance Friday night NIS top split from Dover. You got the Mad Series at Talladega Superspeedway next Saturday as well. So a pretty packed schedule next week. Got a ton of racing, a lot of Dover, and a little bit of Talladega as well. That's going to be your schedule for next week. And before we get going tonight, Joseph, any final thoughts for you?
Man, what a wild race! It was great race to watch. You could have asked for any more, but a great race. Not a lot of cautions. We had great racing, and no, there's not much more you could ask for.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think I could have asked for a better finish myself, but from the entire GridVision team, we'd like to thank you for watching and participating in the chat tonight. For more information on getting your league broadcasted or starting your career in broadcasting, contact us on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. Special thanks to Andrew Cardinal IV of Whiplash Sim Cameras for providing the cameras used on today's broadcast. Congratulations to Joseph Galata on winning tonight's race from Talladega Superspeedway. I've been Nick Stein, Joseph Causey there in the booth with me, and Taylor Burris in the production truck. We'll see you next time on the grid.